So it's been a week since I've bought this motorcycle, and I wanted to start working with them this weekend, but my brother and I are doing the pavers in the front yard. So, there's just a bunch of crap in the garage, and my focus is on that. So I'm going to probably get started with this next week. But I figured might as well talk about what the plan is. So I gave it a lot of thought, and I think the best option is consolidating them both into one and making the ultimate one, because realistically, I don't really need two. And I understand that it'll be more difficult, but I've decided to move everything from the black motorcycle to the yellow one. Now, a lot of you might argue with me because clearly it's a lot simpler to just take the couple things, mainly everything yellow from this bike, and move it here since so much is done to this one already. But there's a few reasons why I want to do it the other way. I think mainly is this bike has 30,000 miles on the odometer, and this one has 15,000. I understand that mileage doesn't necessarily mean, worse. Like, the more miles, the worse it is, because I would definitely much rather have something with 30,000 miles that has extensive maintenance history compared to 15,000 that has no maintenance history. But in this case, I have owned this yellow SV since 5,000 miles, and I've put 10,000 on it. I've been very persistent about following the manual and doing everything at the correct times, like changing the spark plugs and the oils and the filter and checking everything and replacing fluids. As this one, it's a bit of a mystery to me. And mainly, the guy I bought it from owned it for 3 years and told me he never changed the oil. You can see this stuff like darker brake fluid here. Who knows what that oil looks like if it hasn't been changed in 3 years. And this one also has Suzuki's version of a check engine light on. It's called an FI light, which you're supposed to pretty much bridge these two pins with a paper clip to go into dealer mode for it to show you a code. I haven't done that yet, so I'm not quite sure what it is. It runs fine, but it takes a while to start up. It just kind of cranks for a bit, and you got to cycle the key a few times, and then it'll fire up. Who knows how this one is going, but the yellow one, I'm very aware of how it's going, right? It's going to suck, but I think moving everything over there will be better. Plus, by moving everything over, I will know exactly how everything was set up and how to work on it, exactly what's inside of the engine. I know there's a couple small pieces in here, like these, I guess they're not really part of the engine, but the pod filters and everything. I want to understand how it all works. I don't want to just be like, I got this ultimate bike and just not know what exactly is going on or how it works. Yeah, and there was also this issue I noticed where the bike kind of like, while you're riding it, it seems like it pulsates, like almost like it has like a really heavy cam, like whoa, 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 whoa. And this front brake is like so crazy, it might just throw you off. So I don't know, like, I know it's a really nice front brake and it's got these like crazy nice brake pads and steel braided lines and everything, but I don't know, it almost like kind of seems to shake a little bit when you brake. So by moving it over there, it'll help me diagnose it better, because I'm going to be removing it anyways and might have to re-bleed the system. And yeah, so that's what I ended up deciding on, moving everything from this black one to the yellow one. The yellow one, I'm going to keep a couple things, right? So mainly, first off, everything yellow I want to keep, because the OEM yellow looks a lot nicer than this bedliner black paint, right? I'm going to keep this headlight too. They're both kind of crappy-ish plastic ones, but I noticed this one is starting to melt in there, right there. So this one will be better, but I will take that LED bulb. What else? I want to keep these clip-ons. See, there's the stock ones for the SV, so I'm not sure if they're going to fit these GSXR forks. But if they do, I'd prefer these, just because I don't know how much of a fan I am of these risers. And also, the previous owner told me because of the risers, he had to route these like through here rather than through here, how it's supposed to be. So I kind of don't like how that looks. So stock clip-ons if possible. If not, I think something that's adjustable would be nice. This radiator, I want to keep the one on the yellow one just because it has less of a failure rate. This one over here's got this actual tube, so this can definitely fail. As for here, you know, it doesn't have all that. It's just nice and welded on, so less of a failure there. Oh, obviously these little shift and brake boots, I have one on each side. Those are really solid. I would love to keep this exhaust, but that's disgusting. Oh, I guess the muffler, let me explain. I do not want to keep that horrible exhaust. This one looks much nicer, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this muffler. It sounds pretty good, and it sounds really nice when you downshift, but this one like just pops and bangs, and honestly it sometimes shoots flames, which is super cool. And I just like how it looks more. Just a bigger fan of it, but you know, I can still live with this one. It's nice. Ideally, I would take that one, but I'm not sure how I would unless, you know, I did something custom and actually cut and re-weld, which I don't have a welder and I don't have the skill set to do that. I welded one time in my life, and I'll show you later. It's this headlight mount right here, which it looks like it was welded by a blind man. But hey, first job, first time ever welding, so I'll give myself that. What else? Oh, the tail light. This one has a nice smoked tail light that has integrated turn signals. Looks really clean, and it's LED. It's better than this one that has the OEM tail light. Yeah. What else? Ooh, I want to swap over this turn signal to the yellow one, because the yellow one I noticed has started getting jammed. Doesn't return back. Very minor, but it's been annoying. You know, this is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to spring back like that. So I'll move that over, along with damn near everything on this bike, you know, right? I want to move this cable clutch conversion. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be, and, you know, less of a failure rate because it's not hydraulic now. Plus this one, I noticed, has started cracking. So yeah, just cable would be better. So that's my plan. Not a super long video, but just wanted to give an update of what I want to start doing. I think the process will be use this front end and do the front end swap first, then probably the rear end next, and then engine stuff last. I want to make sure suspension-wise, they're both sitting. Technically good to go as is, but then I can start to dial into more of the engine stuff and slowly swap everything over and running them and making sure I'm not breaking anything, because I don't want to just move everything engine-wise over, start this one, and then something's wrong, and I'm like, great, what went wrong, right? Because this one's got the aftermarket ECU, it's got the different air filter, the different exhaust, right? I'm just going to slowly move and start each one to make sure. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll slowly start combining them. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.